Empathy is really interesting, and one of the reasons why I wrote this book, I wanted to play with the idea of empathy being a strength, like the strength in a story. We've read so many books where the person got a power that they didn't know they had, and now they're the most powerful person, or maybe they become like a great fighter, or they learn this unique skill. And I wanted to play with the idea that the ability to feel what others are feeling is the strength. And what would a world look like if that was the superpower? We finally reached to the end of the series where we're talking about how to write emotionally intelligent characters. My name is Dr. Iman. I am both a psychologist and an author. I have my debut novel coming out later this month, November 18th. And I am talking about how I incorporated emotional intelligence in my characters and how I was able to bring them to life. We've been using Daniel Goleman's emotional intelligence model, and we have finally come to empathy. And empathy is our ability to put ourselves in someone else's shoes. So if Asha, my main character, her strength is empathy, then I'm dialing up and dialing down empathy in other characters, which makes them dynamic. And I think, when you're writing a character, we often think that the hero is the one that needs to have empathy, but I think what makes us fall in love with villains is that we can put ourselves in their shoes. We can see them empathizing with others. Now, their methods or the way that they go about the actions that they do, we may not agree with, but we can understand how they got there. And that's what makes a character so dynamic. So I just say that to say that I think what's really interesting as a writer and for me as a therapist is to understand what kind of empathy they received as children, potentially from their parents or lack of it, and how has that affected how they empathize with others or how they receive empathy from important people in their life. Do they try to intellectualize it and try to understand it? Do they really, really try to feel it? Do they try to fix it? Do they feel like there's maybe something broken and they have to keep going? Or are they able to sit with it? Because though empathy is connection, for those who did not have great childhoods or did not have people in their life who could give them empathy, show them empathy, it can be really uncomfortable when you come across someone who displays that so well. So those are just some thoughts on how you could play with empathy in your writing. And I hope you enjoyed this series. I'm going to try to think of more tips that I used when writing Dragon Blind and some psychological tips that you can use in your writing.